Hello and good afternoon. This is Kicking It with Brother Ed. I'm your host, Ed Steve. Man, we got a fabulous program in store for you today. You know, at KWBE, at Kicking with Brother Ed, we always talk about bringing forward some unusual people with some unusual things, ordinary people, as we say, who've achieved extraordinary things. And today is no exception. Welcome aboard. You're in the right place. KWBE, that's where you are and that's where you belong. And you should be excited as I am because we have today quite a program in store for you. But I don't want to take up too much time. I want to go ahead and bring up the man of the hour, or the half an hour in this case, our brother. He hails from Philly. He's been a longtime resident of South Jersey. He's an Eagles fan. Don't hold that against him, all right? And we are so happy to have him. So let's just hear, man. Let's just hear a round of applause for our brother magician Kevin Bethea.
Good morning. Good afternoon, actually, over here. How's it going?
Good afternoon to you. The kids have to get their thing in too, so you know. But good afternoon to you, brother Kevin. How's everything?
Thank you. Oh man, everything's lovely, man. So everything's well. A little rainy out today, but as you mentioned, my Philadelphia Eagles are on later on today, so I'm feeling pretty happy about that. So
all right,
everything's great. Yeah.
Well, I busted your chops, but we hope they win. Yeah, there are a lot of Eagles fans here in Jersey.
Okay.
But tell us about yourself. Where you from? What made you decide to enter this unusual business from most perspectives, including my own? And also, finally, anything you want to reflect upon regarding African Americans? I think you're the first African American magician that I've ever seen in person. My wife and I saw you in person, and we were thrilled. But go ahead, tell us about yourself.
Well, that's really interesting. So I was born in Philadelphia, but as you know, I reside in New Jersey. And back in those days, my dad was in the Air Force, so we traveled all over the world. And I've lived in Panama, Germany, Guam, Ohio. I've been in like 2 different high schools. And growing up, I was like a really, really shy kid, and it was hard for me to make friends. And there were 2 things I was really drawn towards. It was athletics and magic. I found magic so fascinating, and I started teaching myself how to do some magic. I found that you didn't need to speak the same language to show magic. It's like a universal language. But what really got me hooked is I had an uncle that used to pull like quarters out from behind my ears and always do some amazing type of magic tricks for me. And to encourage me to learn how to read, instead of him teaching me the secret, he would tell me to go to my school library. And all the school libraries had books on magic. So, I became obsessed with that. And I went to my library and got a lot of magic books and started learning the craft of magic. Magic was not a career choice of mine. It was a hobby like most people. And, as I got older, I started doing a couple of shows, and I always did magic on the side for extra income. And then, one day I looked at my financial sheet, and I was making more money on the side doing magic than my executive salary. So
right?
it's just something that I've always stuck with. And, it's a labor of love. It's something I love to do. If I didn't have to work and didn't have to make a living, I would still perform magic every day.
That is awesome. I heard somebody say a long time ago that if you love what you do, you'll never really work a day in your life. You find
That's kind of true, Ed. It still works. So, but I like to say if you have fun doing what you do for a living, you never have to work a day. So I really have fun doing this. I love doing it, and there's some work involved, but the rewards, totally outweigh the what you have to go through to get there.
Now, but Kevin, let me ask you. As I said earlier, I haven't seen many African Americans in this field. What's your take on that? Do you find it more challenging, less challenging, seamless?
Um,
What's your thoughts?
Being a magician of color, I mean, in any field, there's always going to be some challenges that you have, but there are a lot of magicians of color out there that are world renowned all across the world. I mean, guys like Kenrick Ice McDonald, Chris Capehart, a guy named Puck. I can name, a lot of magicians of color that are doing this and doing it not only well, but doing it for a living. So we're out there, Ed, and we're
Wow.
doing quite well in the field as well.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Now, I heard you say, this was your side hustle at first, but it
Yeah.
became a full-time thing for you. Have you entertained other career fields, and why did you? You said a few things. Say a little more about why you chose magic over your existing career at that time.
Okay, well, let me kind of back up. Again, magic wasn't something I chose as a living. I went to college. I got a degree in computer science, and I worked the corporate world in corporate sales and marketing and programming for about 15 years. And I always did magic on the side for extra income. And like I said, one day, I was looking at my financial statements and, the money I was making, the income I was making doing magic exceeded my executive salary that I was getting. And so I had to talk with my wife one day. I said, look, I think I want to try to do this thing full time. And she said, okay, we'll give it a shot. She gave me 1 year, Ed, to make sure I could do this thing. And,
One
it's
year?
rough. Yeah, 1 year because, hey,
Wow.
we got bills to pay, man. I can't be messing around. So, she gave me a year. It took maybe about the first 4 or 5 months. It was rough. I didn't think I was doing it. And then suddenly, I'll never forget it. All of a sudden, the shows started coming in, business started picking up, and by the end of the year, it was a no-brainer for me. It was at that moment that I decided I wanted to give this a shot and do this full time for a living, which I've been doing since the early 2000s now. So
That is awesome. So we're
haven't looked
talking.
back. Yeah,
No, go ahead, please.
haven't looked back since then. So
And that's like
doing
20
quite well.
years, right?
Yes, sir. I've been doing magic.
Wow.
I don't mean to tell my age. I've been doing magic for about 40 years. So, but full
Wow.
time, a little over 20 years right now, full time for a living. Yes.
That is awesome, man. So, tell us about this thing. Tell us about some of the places where you've performed and what have been the most interesting of your performances that you can recall.
Oh, Ed, I'm amazed that I've got to see the whole world with a deck of cards. A deck of cards has taken me all over the world. I've performed on television. I performed on cruise ships. I performed for celebrities. I do a lot of corporate events, which is the mainstay of my income, where corporations fly me all over the country, all over the world, actually. I do sales meetings with them. I do corporate trade shows. I do a lot of different things in that realm. I've done things from wedding receptions where people have hired me for weddings to come there and personal, private parties. So some of the most amazing things, I've been on cruise ships. I think I went to Alaska one time, did some magic out there. I've done things in Europe, of course. So it's taken me all over the world, and I'm pretty blessed to be able to see the world doing that. And I've had some of the most bizarre places that I've performed magic for too. Give you an example. I was invited to do magic at a funeral directors convention one year, which I thought was the
Okay.
most bizarre. And I had to think about it for a minute, but I had my reservations about it, but they invited
Of
me.
course.
I did the magic. I got to tell you, they're some of the funnest group of people that you'll ever be around. So I really enjoyed that. And a really bizarre thing, I don't know how many kids we have here, but let me put it this way: I've been asked to perform magic at a gentleman's club as well, which I thought was
Cool.
kind of bizarre too. But hey,
Yeah.
it's what I do, so I've done that too. So again, magic has taken me all over, and I've just enjoyed the people that I've met and the experiences. They're all great.
That is awesome. Now tell us, what's a normal day like for you?
Oh man, a normal day. Right now, I'm in my office at my house right now. A normal day with me, me get up, have breakfast, come down here, and I'll just check the checklist of things I have to do. This particular day, I may have to send out contracts to clients, for example, so we can finalize some show deals that I might be working on. Part of the day, I try to take at least an hour to do, because of my corporate sales and marketing background. I'll get on the phone and I'll cold call people, trying to generate more business for myself. I'll make calls to corporations and companies, and I'll reach out to people to see, if there's any magicians they want to hire as far as that concerns. So there's a lot of magic behind the scenes going on. That's why they call it show business, the word business and show business. So a lot of administrative type stuff like that, generating business. And then usually after that, around mid-afternoon, I'm getting ready for whatever show that I have that evening, whether it be a big show somewhere, or it could be at a restaurant that I'm headlining at. So I'll start getting ready for that, go do the show, come back, settle in, and that process starts all over in the morning again.
How many shows do you think you do in a given week?
Oh, that varies. I mean, I've done shows where, I may have only had one show that week. I've had weeks where, I've had, a dozen shows that week. I've done shows where I've had 2 or 3 shows in one day. That's happened quite long. So it varies.
Sure.
There's a few places that I'm there every day, not every day, but once a week. I'm at a couple places, but the weeks vary. And depending on the month, for example, next month coming up is my busiest month of the year, as all entertainers in December, so it's like prime season for us. So I'm,
parties and things.
Man, when December 1st comes, I'll see you next year. I'll put it that way. I'll see you next year. So, yeah.
Praise God. So business is good. Well, how have your shows been received, and what kind of plans, if any, do you have for the future?
All my shows they've been well received. I got to tell you, it's very rare that shows aren't well received, unless you're a bad magician or something like that. But
I bear witness.
people, thank you. People love magic, man. It's this generation, they're so into electronic age. Everybody's into their cell phones. Heck, I'm even talking to you on my cell phone right now. Everybody is so oriented to that. Magic is like a throwback type of entertainment that people really, really love and enjoy. And what I found out, when I do magic for kids, for example, the true look of astonishment on their faces, man, is like, it's something I can't describe, because when kids see me do magic, to them it's real magic that I'm doing. And you could just look at that. When adults see me, they love the magic too. They're astonished, although they know there may be a secret to it or whatever, but they're truly astonished with what I've done. It's kind of like me bringing them in my little sandbox for a while and giving them that feeling that they used to have when they were a kid, when they used to see things like that. So the magic's been well received. I've been pretty blessed that all those years of practice and experience and having mentors that kind of help guide me along and put together good shows, that really helped me. So I'm pretty happy to say that all my shows have been well received. So I'm pretty blessed about that.
I want to say my wife and I saw you for the first and only time, I guess it was about a month and a half ago. And it was a big gathering, a big celebration, but you were phenomenal. And I'm pleased that you accepted this invitation to be on KWBE, because I want people to know about you. But, Kevin, what about getting back to the young people? What about the young people who are so excited by this that they want to enter the field? You ever had that scenario?
Sure. So I have some advice for people like that. Magic, again, was not planned as far as a living was concerned. It was a hobby. So first I would pick it up as a hobby first. See if you really, really love it. You may be enamored from what you may see another magician doing, and wow, I want to do something like that. But what I did is I got a college degree. I would get an education. If I were to make sure you had a backup plan. As you get into magic, I highly recommend that you read as many books as possible. Again, I know it's very easy to go on the internet and things are just so instant gratification like that. But I learned magic mainly through magic books. A lot of learning there. And another thing that I would highly, highly recommend, because I don't see a lot of the younger generation doing this, and I know it may be difficult at first, but find a mentor. Find a mentor that can take you up under your wings and really guide you and not only show you the magic side of magic, but the business side of magic, the theater of magic. You know, it's an art form, and it really is an art. It's not just about doing a trick and trying to fool people. It's all about
Right.
entertaining people. In fact, Dad, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. When I got into magic, I was one of those rare guys when I was a kid. I didn't want to do magic just to learn a secret. I wanted to do magic because I wanted to make other people feel the way I felt when I first saw a magician do magic for me. You know, it was like a superpower to me. I wanted to create that same feeling of astonishment and wonderment that was created in to me. I want to be able to create that for other people. And that's what got me. A lot of people get into magic just wanting to learn the secrets and kind of show off. You know,
Right.
Maya Angelou has the famous quote: People will forget what you did, forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel."
Right.
And that's the biggest calling for me in magic. But to make a long story short, get an education, have a backup plan. You know, read as many things on magic as you can. Educate yourself. Make sure you truly love the art form, and last but not least, make sure you get a mentor somehow.
That is awesome. Now, is there a way for people to reach you if they're interested in like procuring your services? Because I know you're available to people by contract. Is that did I say that? I don't know if I even said that right. You tell me.
Yeah, people can reach out to me. I have a website. They can reach out to me that way. There's information on there. If you don't have it, it's ktbmagic.com. They'll be able to
ATB like King Tango Bravo.
exactly King Tango Bravo. So www.ktbmagic.com. And they can always reach me on my phone number, my contact information. All that will be there as well. So that's probably
Excellent.
the best way to do it. If you forget the website, just type in my name, Kevin Bethea, and I'm sure that'll come up somehow as well.
Excellent. 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 So I want to ask you this. We're talking about magic. Uh, Perhaps you can share with us if you care. I got my wife in the waiting room, and I think one granddaughter is with her. So we want to see if perhaps you could show us a little something, something.
Sure, I'll show you a couple of quick things, which is really kind of cool. And I want to make sure I got the right camera. Can you guys see this dollar bill? Okay.
I'm gonna take myself out and put you in.
All right. Well, I want to show you. I have a dollar bill here. And I promise if I ever became a magician, this is one of the things I would always want to learn how to do. I want to show you both sides, every single side. As I do this, my hands will always be here. I'll never go up my sleeve. But I found if you fold a bill once, twice, three times, and as I do this, I want you to notice that your eyes will always see a part of the bill. My fingers will never go up my sleeve, but just a little blow. And if I think it worked, if you guys look really closely here, I think I've done it. I can actually get that bill to change. That's right, into a $100 bill. Just like that. You can see
Oh
each and every
my.
single side. Nothing up the sleeve, down the sleeve. Now, Ed, I got to tell you something. I used to give these out and keep these, but there's this little organization called the IRS. They don't like when I do this. So, guys, watch very closely. We're gonna go back into time. Watch. Fold it in half once, twice, three times. Don't forget your eyes. Will always be a part of the bill. A little squeeze, a little blow. And I know this is the most difficult, most disappointing part of the trick, but we're back to where we started from again. That's right, guys. Back to that $1 bill I had just a moment ago. You can see both sides. There's nothing up the sleeve, nothing down the sleeve, and well, that's what they call magic, I guess, right?
That was incredible. As you see my granddaughter Connie at mouth wide open.
What's up,
So,
guys?
yeah,
So,
very good,
so
very good.
I'll show you. I'll have one more for you. I got to tell you guys something. Last night, I don't know if I was nervous or something, but I knew I was coming on your show this afternoon, and I had a dream, and I had a bunch of guys. You guys were kind of in my dream, and I asked you to think of a card in your mind. And as a matter of fact, I woke up from my dream because the dream was so vivid. I ran downstairs and I got a deck of cards, and I took the cards out, and there was one card I was particularly drawn to, and I did something very special to that card. So can I have you guys, one of you guys, I want you to think of a card, any card you like, but do me a favor. Don't think of the ace of spades or the aces. Everyone thinks of an ace. And I see most women think of queen of hearts too. That'd be way too easy for me. But that gives you about 45, 46 other cards to think of. Take your time and let me know when you have a card in your mind.
Don't say it out loud.
Let me know when you have a card in your mind. You guys have one?
While they're thinking, Kevin, hello and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
We're
Happy
here with
Thanksgiving to you
Trinity
too.
and Connie, our granddaughters.
I see
Two
them,
of them,
guys.
3, almost 4.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So, have you guys thought of a card in your mind yet?
Yep.
Does it have a number?
Mhm.
And and does it have a suit, like a diamond, spade, heart, or club?
Mhm.
So tell me, for the first time, what's the name of the card that you guys are thinking of?
8 of clovers.
The 8, the number 8
Mhm.
of clovers, 8 of clubs? Oh my gosh. Guys, you guys are kind of scaring me right now. Can I tell you why? When I woke up and I came downstairs, I took my cards out and I took one card and made it backwards while all the other cards were facing the same way. Because in my dream, I was strangely drawn to this card. And I don't know if you believe that dreams come true, but it was exactly the 8 of clubs
What?
that you guys were thinking of.
No.
That happened in my dream as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for thinking of the right card, and that's what they call magic.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was awesome. You did not disappoint, man. I'm telling
Thank
you,
you.
you are amazing. Every time
Thank
you did a trick at the show, my wife and I saw you at every time beforehand, we would say, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. And most of the time, I can imagine, as many people do, as you alluded to earlier, you know, what the magician is doing, thinking how he's tricking us and all that. We tried. We were like, how did he do that? You know, it's amazing.
And I tell people to just sit back and enjoy the ride, brother. Just enjoy the ride.
Very
man.
enjoyable ride too.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That was awesome. And
You
listen,
are
people out
fantastic.
there. Oh,
God
go ahead,
bless
honey.
you.
What you
Say
say?
again, honey?
I said Kevin is fantastic. God bless you.
You're way too kind.
Yes.
Thank you. I really
Great
appreciate
talent.
that.
Great
Thanks so much.
talent.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Thank
take
you.
them out. And she's
Okay.
right, Kevin. You know, you are fantastic. And
Thank you.
I want those of you who are viewing this program right now to do 2 things for us. You see Kevin's website, and he'll correct me if I didn't get it in there right. ktbmagic.com is in the ticker tape below. Also, 3 things. So that's 1. Number 2, I would like you to invite others to witness this video who are not able to be on with us now while we're live, to pick it up on Facebook or YouTube in the recording segment, which is posted after this. It'll be posted about 3 p.m. Check it out. Tell your friends to check it out. And go see Kevin in one of his programs. I told him the other day that my wife and I would like to come see him again, because it really is incredibly entertaining. It's humorous. It's fun. It's fascinating. Please come and partake. But I wanted to throw that plug in for Kevin. He did not know I was going to do that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
$100 bill. So no IRS problems here.
Anyway, we don't want no problems.
Right. Kevin, tell us some things about yourself. We still got a few minutes left.
Okay.
That most people don't know.
Oh, something about me that most people don't know.
Right.
Well, a lot of people know the magic side of what I do for a living. What a lot of people don't know, unless you really know me closely, is that I have a passion for martial arts. I'm actually a sifu in traditional Wing Chun Kung Fu, which I've been training for a long time. And I teach classes sometimes. When my teacher, my sifu, Keith Maza, he has me come on. I teach classes. I teach my family. And it's something I'm very passionate about. Just as passionate about that as I am with magic, as a matter of fact. So, and you know, this world is becoming a real crazy world these days, man. So, you know, you want to make sure that you're prepared. But you know, once my basketball years went away, I couldn't hoop anymore like I used to because of bad knees. I still wanted to do something that kind of kept me moving. And you know, I'm not a big weightlifting guy, but I wanted to keep doing something that to work on my athleticism. And I found martial arts with the physical and the mental training was exactly what I needed. Another thing is I love to ride motorcycles. You know, if it wasn't raining outside today, I'd be out. I think that's very therapeutic for me as well. You know, and I like taking nice, long, slow rides, just enjoying the countryside. You know, those two things I mentioned to you really helped me because what people don't understand, Ed, magic. I love doing magic. I love doing it, but it's my job, you know, and everybody needs a break from their job sometimes. So I try
Sure.
to find things that I really enjoy. So between martial arts, between you know, riding my motorcycle, I love playing chess, you know, which I'm not that great at it, but it's something else I have a passion about as well. I still play video games even at my old age. So you know, I try to do as many other things like that as possible, and then come back into the magic. But yeah, those are a few things that a lot of people don't know about.
That's awesome. And you now you mentioned basketball. You had some status in the whole basketball world, right? Did you get some kind of award or something?
And that's
Trophy?
all old news. But back in the day, I was a high school All-American. I was nominated for the McDonald's All-American team. Played in
Wow.
college, all 4 years in college, and you know, I think one year I looked in the mirror and I realized that I wasn't NBA material, but I still enjoyed playing ball, and I played as long as I could. But I had really bad osteoarthritis in both my knees. I still do. They've been telling me I need knee replacement for a while now, but you know, that was my one of my first love, magic and basketball actually.
Well, thank God you had the basketball. You had it for a while, and you fell back on the magic thing, and you still have other interests. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, things happen for a reason, man. But hoops, you know, I enjoyed what I did with hoops, and if I went back in time, I wouldn't change a thing, man. I love doing that, and you know, like you said, luckily I had some other interests as well, so it all worked out at the end.
Excellent. Well, we thank you for sharing with us today. I just want a couple of comments. I have from Nailate says, "This is so cool." Brother Artem says, "God bless."
Thank
Reginald
you.
Johnson, who's the local president of the NAACP, said, "This is awesome. My sister graduated from high school with David Copperfield." I didn't know that, brother
Hey,
Reginald, brother Reggie.
yeah, David's
Uh,
from New Jersey. David's from New Jersey. A lot of people don't know that.
I did
Yeah,
not know that.
yeah, he's from New
Wow.
Jersey. Yeah, Metuchen, New Jersey is where he's from.
That's where Reggie Johnson's from. And
That's
he
right.
says at
That's
the
right.
end of his statement, he always asks to no avail David Copperfield to make his sister disappear.
Hey, you know what I say? I'm from Jersey. For the right price, I can make anybody disappear.
Right. That's the truth. That is the truth right there. Well, listen, we're going to close up, but we want to know, do you have any parting wisdom statements, anything at all that you want to add?
No, man. First of all, I want to congratulate you, brother. I think this is a wonderful thing that you're doing. You're spreading the word and sharing information with all your followers and things like that. That's number one. Number two, I want to really, really thank you for reaching out to me and having me on your show. You know, it was an awesome time meeting you guys. I'm so grateful that you came to my show where I met you, and I just have so much fun. So, you know, I'm one of those guys. I don't care who it is. I'll jump at the chance of spreading the word about myself as well as you too. So thank you, Ed. I appreciate you having me on.
Man, we appreciate you saying yes. I wasn't even sure you were going to agree, but you did instantly, and
Yeah,
you did
all
not
right.
disappoint.
That's so.
We,
Thank
uh,
you.
we,
Thank you. Yeah, yeah,
we,
yeah.
we we enjoyed the show. I'm telling you guys, you want to see this show, you want to contact this brother. His website is on the ticker tape there. And he said something to me recently that I'm going to put up right now. Like on the flyer I sent out to people to advertise this, it said, "Seeing is believing." But Kevin, he puts a twist on that I'm going to show you right now. He says, "Seeing is, as you can see in the ticker tape, disbelieving."
That's
And
right.
on that
That's
note,
right.
we're going to say so long. See you next time. Happy Thanksgiving, or you're celebrating your time of giving thanks. Please join us again in 2 weeks. We'll be back on here with another special guest, and I'll be speaking at Grace Baptist Church next Sunday. I think it's December 4th, 811 King George's Road, Forge, New Jersey. We look forward to seeing you there. We certainly look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. So long. God bless you, Brother Kevin. We
Thank
wish you
you.
much success in your future endeavors.
Thank you. Happy holiday, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you. Thanks, Ed.
God bless you.
Thank you.
So long, everyone.